People are right to fall in love with and hold Duelist Kingdom and Battle City sacred, with iconic villains, spots, and grand stories of triumph over cheating, hostage-taking, Shadow Realm sentencing, and implied chainsawing of ankles.
What's that?
The Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime spoke to our collective middle school imagination. However, as great as these early seasons were, I believe the KC Grand Prix was maybe a booking mistake away from infamy. No, the KC Grand Prix does not have
Draw your last pathetic card.
or memorable villains like Pegasus and Merrick. Instead, we have a vaguely European, less interesting, one-dimensional version of Pegasus named Siegfried. But while the season lacks in these respects, it sets itself apart as the arc where the main characters take a step back to the minor cast. Kaiba did not participate in his own tournament. Yugi only had to defend his title against the winner. Joey was out by the quarterfinals. Our new blood comes in the form of former regional champion and seasons 1 and 4 fan favorite Rebecca Hawkins, as well as tournament participants with, for some reason, wrestler gimmicks like Ethan Shark and the GOAT himself, Dr. Richard Goat. The biggest thing that sets the KC Grand Prix apart is the absence of colossal Avengers Save the World stakes. For once, it was dueling for competition. With this relatively safe environment, it felt like a show we could wake up to. The grandest story to overcome was the Grand Prix itself. Can anyone unseat the King of Games in a pure competition? This would have been the perfect time to pull the trigger on a rare and clean Yugi Moto loss. Instead, Yugi would successfully defend his title against the season's main villain's brother, Leon. If you want to talk about losing, it's not like Yugi hadn't lost clean before. He had, and Yugi could just get his win back later. But it's more that winning, or even losing, against Leon was inconsequential to his character. A win here for Joey would legitimize his status as a main character, because for as much attention and development as he got in the Battle City tournament, Joey never really got any big wins. And how big would it be if he got to spite Kaiba by winning his tournament? Joey would also get to finally prove himself to Yugi and keep his promise in Season 2 to earn his Red Eyes Black Dragon back, on camera this time. Rebecca returned in a bigger role in Season 4, but in Season 1, in the one episode that she got, she was described as a former regional champion. In the Grand Championship, she was portrayed as a strong duelist throughout the tournament with a completely updated decklist. And how awesome would it be if she can finally earn her win against Yugi from Season 1? The story from a Season 1 filler episode wraps itself up in the final season's mini-arc. Pretty cool. And finally, Yugi could tell his other self, this is between Rebecca and I, and it wouldn't be as transparent an excuse as it would be with Joey if they want to go the route of protecting the Pharaoh until the final duel. In the end, Yugi won and never lost the title. It is what it is, but I still think it was short-sighted, because when Yugi loses, it should be the biggest deal, the big story. And for every final duel, there is a Kaiba wins via safety threat and emotional manipulation. Should Yugi have lost more than he actually did? I would argue absolutely. But if Yugi was ever going to lose, he had to lose spectacularly, and more than once, to see how his reaction to losing evolves and how a victory over him evolves others. Think of how different our perception of Joey might have been, or how Rebecca could have etched her name in stone with a crucial win over the champion. Think of the mad timeline, where we recall that one time Yugi lost his title out of nowhere, and 3 weeks later, before anyone could notice, won it back.